When it comes to saving to PDF, now you're all familiar with set up your sheet and create your viewports. But what I want to bring on your attention is that when there's transparency involved, as you can see, there's some transparency on my trees, as well as in the background, some hatching. So if you go to my sheet setup, you will see that on the bottom right hand side, there's an option that says plot transparency. Now, although you're going to say save as PDF, Caddie looks at what is your current sheet setting. So my plot transparency is switched on. I'm going to say OK. And the command we're going to use is under File, Save Other Export, and we go down to Save as PDF. Now, first of all, as you can see, it's a complete new dialog. So under the Browse, we're just going to give it a name, and I'm going to call this one Drawing 1. I'm going to say Save. Now, on the left-hand side, now as you can see, this is your paper size, but I'm going to switch off Zoom to Extends mode, because as I mentioned, Caddie looks at your current sheet settings. I know this is a A1, so I'm not going to use Zoom Extends. Then when it comes to your fonts, I'm going to switch off to ask Caddie the SHX text as geometry, because what that means is the Arial font that you can use. If you're going to zoom into that Arial font, you will see that the quality is just so much better if it's switched off. So I'm going to keep this first exercise basic, and I'm going to say export. And let's have a look. And here we go. And as you can see, my transparency on the trees itself and with the hatch at the back is exactly what I'm looking for. Now let's go to a second drawing. Now on this second drawing, we're going to add what we call a watermark on the drawing itself. So if I go to File, Save Other Export, we go down to Save as PDF. First of all, you're going to give it a name. Call this one Drawing Number 2. I'm going to say Save, and now you will see, as I explained to you, I'm going to switch off those, because now we're going to focus on more options. So I'm going to go to more option. Now that's where you can change your DPI. You can increase or decrease the DPI, but what we're going to focus on is your measuring option. In other words, if you're going to add it or if you're going to open it in Adobe, you will see that you can measure it in between points. And then at the bottom left hand side, there's an option that's called plot stamp. So I'm going to click on plot stamp. You can either make use of text or you can make use of an image, like for instance the company logo. So I'm going to call this one Demo Drawing. On the right hand side, that is my font. It's going to be red and my angle is going to be 45. And I'm going to say OK. So I've added the plot stamp and I've added the measuring option. And I'm going to say OK. Now if we just recap on this first table, is that you will see that the export solid hatches is using a PDF path. Your export gradient hatches using a bitmap export. And then your export other hatches using vectorizing instead of bitmap. So I'm going to say export, and let's have a look. And there we go. As you can see, there's the watermark. And if you're going to zoom into the text, as you can see, that's the quality that you get from saving to PDF. So if you're going to print to PDF, the quality won't be that good as to save to PDF. And now let's go to a third drawing. Now on drawing number 3, you will see that we make use of a 3D model. Now as you can see, there's no sheet setup, only a model. So the difference is that when you're going to save to a PDF, is that first of all, you're going to ask Caddie to enable your PRC. That means that's for your product representation compact. So, and my zoom to extends mode, it's going to make use of those width and the height because there's no sheet setup. So I'm going to give it a name and call this one Drawing Number 3. I'm going to say Save, and I'm going to say Export. And if you look at the PDF, as you can see, here's the PDF. So now I can orbit it. As you can see, all the components is inside. But what I want to show you is that let's go to this angle. I'm going to make use of what they call cross-section properties. Now this is in Adobe itself. I'm going to say Enable, and it's going to be on my X-axis. And as you can see, the sliding bar at the bottom, as I'm going to drag it, it will update. If I go back a bit, I can ask it to show transparency, switch off the transparency, and that's the announcement in Caddie 29. And here you can see now the advantage of saving your model to a PDF. And then you can apply security to your PDF file as well. So if I go back to this sheet, and go File, Save Other Export, Save as PDF, we're going to give it a name. I'm going to call it Security. I'm going to say Save. I've explained the font as well as the zoom, and then in the middle you've got your security option. Now you've got a user password and an owner password. So let's add a password to it. and I only want to give access to the user or the client to allow print all. So all the rest I'm going to switch off. As you can see, there's an option that says allows copy, extract text and graphics, allow assemble the document, allow add, modify, annotation, fill in form fields. So at the end of the day, you can decide what access you want to grant the user. I'm going to say OK, and I'm going to say export. And if we now go to that folder, we create the file. I'm going to double click. Adobe will bring up an option to apply a password. Say OK, and as you can see, it opens the PDF.